Guten Morgen, meine liebe Klasse. Wir haben nur noch 3 Tagen von Deutsch 2 und wir lernen 3 Listen von Präpositionen. So prepositions are little words that show relationships between things. And so they're words like to, at, on, beside, between, under, over. And they can be kind of tricky because they're used very differently in every language. And so German has categorized their prepositions into 3 lists. And so one list always goes with accusative. So no matter what's happening in the sentence, anything following these prepositions here is always going to be accusative. So that's nisi. Then there's another list of prepositions that's always followed by dative. We're going to learn those tomorrow. And then there's a third set of prepositions that can be both. And so we'll learn those on Thursday. And so today we are going to begin with the accusative prepositions. There are only 5, and they have pretty precise meanings. And so we'll start, I'll list them, and then we're going to learn a little song and some hand motions. And so our first one is durch. And so durch means through. And so, for example, here we have der Zug fährt durch den Tunnel. And so Tunnel is a masculine word, and so it becomes den after durch. So durch means through. So durch. And then we have für. We've seen that before. Für can mean for, like you're going to give something to somebody or do a favor for somebody. So I could say, das Geschenk ist für dich. And so notice that's für dich. Dich is accusative. So it's used for pretty much like in English, except with for a meal. We're going to see that tomorrow on the dative list because that's so. And so not for a meal or for a holiday, but like doing a favor for somebody. All right, so we have durch, für, gegen. Gegen means against. And so we could say, die Bullen kämpfen gegen einander. They are fighting against one another. And so gegen means against, with like arguing or fighting, or it could be like leaning against something or standing against a wall. And so gegen is against. So we have durch, für, gegen. Ohne, you might have seen that before. It's on the word wall. Ohne means without. So I could say der Mann ist ohne Zähne. So ohne is without. Ohne. And so anything following it is going to be accusative. Nisi. All right, and then our last one is And so can mean 2 things. We should already know both. And so can either mean at a time, like we know that one, at 6 o'clock, 6 Uhr, but it can also mean around a place. And so I'm going to walk around the house, or I'm going to travel around the world. Die Welt. And so we have durch, meaning through, für, meaning for, gegen, meaning against, ohne, meaning without, and meaning at or around. So we're going to learn a little song with some motions. These prepositions can be learned really quickly and easily by singing them to a song and doing motions. And so the song is Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. If you are not familiar with it, you can look it up. It's like 5 notes. Raindrops keep falling on my head. And so we're going to sing durch, für, gegen, ohne, No judgment on my singing, please. Durch, für, gegen, ohne, And so that's the song, pretty simple. And then we can put motions with it. And so I was doing them before, but just to show you again, durch means through, so like through a tunnel. So practice durch. Für, like a gift. So durch, für, gegen meaning against. And so durch, für, gegen. Ohne, meaning without, ohne. So durch, für, gegen, ohne. And then meaning at or around. And so putting it all together, durch, für, gegen, ohne, And then with the song, durch, für, gegen, ohne, And so you can watch this as many times as you want and practice on your own. All right, now we're going to look at some examples in sentences. Before we get into the sentences, I just want to review what accusative means. And so anything following these 5 prepositions will always be accusative, no matter what is happening in the sentence, no matter what the direct object is, no matter what the verb is. That these prepositional phrases have nothing to do with the rest of the sentence. And so they're always followed by accusative, which means nisi. We should know those endings, back of our hand. I just want to review the prepositions because sometimes we can get those confused with dative. And so these are accusative or direct object prepositions. So we got to think middle column. And so go through in your head, see if you can guess. And so me is going to be mich. If you were thinking mir, that's dative. And so you would say for me, für mich. If you wanted to say through me, durch mich. If you wanted to say without me, ohne mich. Against me, gegen mich. And around me, mich. All right, you. Now, hopefully we have our list. Is dich. Him. But think nisi. Yeah, so this is ihn. Don't put an M there. That's dative. All right, think for her. If we're thinking ear, again, that's dative. Nisi. This is an N. This is going to be an E. So it is sie. So if you wanted to say we're going without her, you'd say ohne sie. If you want to say this is for her, you'd say das ist für sie. All right? It is S. So we're getting that nisi endings there. Us is uns. Y'all is euch, so those are actually the same as dative, so we don't have to worry about it. And then them, if you wanted to say this is for them, or have to go through them to figure it out, that's going to be sie. This, N-E-S-E, that's nisi, because that's plural. And then you formal is going to be the same, sie, just capitalize it. All right, so now we have those in our head. We have nisi in our head. Now we're going to look at some example sentences. All right, so the first blank here is going to be a preposition. The second blank is going to be this word in accusative. All right, so mein Schatz. Mein Schatz is my love, my sweetheart. Ich kann blank you nicht leben. And so let's see what we have. My sweetheart, my love, I can not live. And then kind of go through in your head which one makes sense. Durch, für, gegen, ohne, I like ohne. I can't live without you. And so we're going to say ohne. And now we've got to make that you accusative. And so du that's the subject, that's nominative. Dir, that's dative. And so the accusative is dich, what we just saw. So ich kann ohne dich nicht leben. I cannot live without you. All right, meine Eltern haben meinen Freund nicht gern. Ich weiß nicht, was sie blank him haben. So let's read this first sentence to figure out what's happening. Let's not just take a guess. So meine Eltern haben meinen Freund nicht gern. My parents do not like my boyfriend. Ich weiß nicht. I don't know. Was, what? So I don't know what they, look at the end, have. Go through your list. Through him, for him, against him. Would that make sense? I don't know what they have against him. They don't like him. Why not? And so against is gegen. And then against him, we got to go back to that list of accusative pronouns, and that is going to be in with an N, like Nisi. All right, last one, Briefträger. That means like mailman, letter carrier. Hier ist ein Brief, blank, your father. And so here is a letter for, that makes sense. So that's für your father. So we have to make that accusative. So we have to think, well, your, the base is going to be dein. Now we're going to have to add an ending to it, perhaps. So father is masculine. We want to be in that Nisi column. So für deinen Vater. So this is an example that we don't care anything about the verb. This is an equal sign verb, but that has nothing to do with this prepositional phrase. That prepositional phrase stands alone, and it is accusative for totally different reasons. It's accusative because of that für. So we really don't care that this is an equal sign verb. Here, this is a subject, and this is a subject. And so those two are equal to each other. The prepositional phrase is completely separate.